outsource any R&D chemistry because that's the soul of any company. Today, you know, they have changed that view. And then slowly we saw that things are coming, and the big pharma started coming. Dr. Rick Connell was one of the pioneers who came, in fact, before Merck to India. Although in his own admission, he hit me very hard with a velvet hammer. But nonetheless, till then we enjoyed a very good ride. And we learned. The first time I learned that I have to sit in a teleconference, into a video conference, this is sitting at Groton, and talk to all the Pfizer people at different places, right from San Francisco, London, and Japan. Unbelievable. I mean, our time was okay because we were in the US. Think about some of them in Japan. So those are the trainings we went through. And as far as the sophistication is concerned, Affymax didn't believe anything that we know about chemistry. This is one of those Peter Schultz-inspired companies in the Combichem area. So they said, go ahead and make FMOC amino acids, 20 of them, and L amino acids. And then if you're successful, go and make D amino acids. I took a quick trip to one of the companies. That time it was owned by Genzyme called Saigena in Listel in Switzerland. And I realized they make FMOC amino acids in 500 kilos level, the L amino acids. And I realized this is not something I can do on a, this is interesting. At what capital Syngene started? 22 lakhs. So, which is basically, as you know, we are talking about 20,000, 100,000 is 1 lakh. So, so then we realized from them, they started telling us that Affymax taught us that go to small specialty chemicals that you can make, building blocks. In 2002, they took us to the right, 2002, 2003, of how to make libraries. So we learned a lot from that process. With Bristol-Myers Squibb, it's a, first and foremost, although Bristol-Myers Squibb is a very successful journey for Syngene, but we were not the first one. The first one was Wyeth, which came to India, visited many places. We were in the run. So was also GVK Bioscience, and we lost out on that. There are many reasons, and we should not discuss all those. But the next came Bristol-Myers Squibb. That's because they have been working with us by that time, since 1998. They have been working with us. So in 2007, when, or 8, I think, when the head of the Bristol-Myers Squibb was running India operation, Dr. Balasubramanian, he and I sat in my room, and over the, really on the back of the envelope, we said, can you do such a thing? This was also a model which is slightly different, because here the business is that we will facilitate. It's part like what Anuj's company does, Alexandria. Set up a facility, build in people, bring in people, do everything, but then leave it to them. And leave it to them to do the work and bring in, they will bring their own people to conduct the research so that, you know, they keep the information within themselves. And yes, there was a lot of criticism from even inside that is this something really we want to do? But we went ahead because we thought that was a good model. That's, again, the question is what's your ambition? And we stuck to it. And there was certain de-risking model there. But that de-risking was honestly not for anything else. That's simply because we invested so much. We invested in the ballpark of 30 million US dollar to set up this place. So naturally, when you spend that kind of money, you would like to look into that. Now, that's not the model worked with everyone. There are many other big firms who don't believe that they have to be so committed into that thing, and still there are companies will work, and for one, I would probably today will go ahead and even do even that without getting into a completely de-risking model, because If it's not working, it's not working. The There are some big companies, the risk-sharing business is predominantly an Indian phenomena. Not so much was in China, at least when we started. But saying that, it is catching up. I know of a very big company which is planning in a big way to go in this, and this is not in India, in China, setting up their office in New Jersey, bringing in right people. So I think, so slowly the acceptability of that model will come, so we will be forerunner on that. Maybe what we need there, and what I always strongly felt about this model is that, and certain people in India, certain companies, we should always be very thankful for bringing some of these concepts. Dr. Sandeep Gupta is somewhere sitting here. I could see originally from Forest and then Endo, and please don't rush to him, but fact is he brought most of these concepts in India in the beginning, and many of us are very thankful to him for giving that opportunity. But I personally always felt that the critical thing where we lack to a certain extent is in the power of due diligence of projects. Many a times, I felt, I mean, Swapan, Murthy, and Mani, all of them can differ with me. I feel that we have to have a bunch of good people, I mean, each company, who with a lot of required experience, who will do a good due diligence of our projects. And given the fact that drug discovery is always a very, it's absolutely an insecure game, but telling that even what is the chance of success? Often we go by bold optimism and thinking like any other thing, this will also work. But when you put things on milestone, you have to be a little careful. And sometimes we falter and then we say, what's happening? But yes, that's the way to go forward. But saying that, please remember, as of today, 80% of Indian CRO revenues are not coming from risk-sharing drug discovery model, but coming from pure cash and carry service model. So that's not going to go away. That's absolutely not going to go away. But yes, great level of sophistication has come. A lot of things have got into it which was not there before. So, and we have to still hone in our skills in that area. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor, for taking us through the case study. So we've been talking about a lot of discussion happening around that, how the service-based models are changing towards, even towards more of collaborative and institutional research. I remember earlier in the session also, I think Mani was talking about how he has been told by some of their clients to work along with universities, professors, and see what they can do in a collaborative manner. We have Dr. Sanjay Mittal, who have gone through one such experience in India recently. Doctor, I would like to ask you, in today's current scenario, when the research is becoming more collaborative, multidisciplinary, global, how imperative is this institutional partnership model, and what are the chances of its success?
I think, pardon me for my throat, but I've been disturbing you all for a while. But coming back to the question, it's the most important thing right now. Because as Dr. Gautam was mentioning a few minutes back, there is sustenance of this profession. This is going to be there. Main reason is there is no end of disease. Right now also, 95% of disease, as a clinician I can tell you, 95% of disease are not treatable. You can just control it to some extent. And that is why there is always a race of finding a better treatment. And that's what is going to sustain. Even if you bring out a treatment of one of the two, there is going to be eminent new diseases which would come out. So there is no end of disease, and so there is no end of research. So that is as simple as that, and that's why the thing is going to go on. And similarly, because there is no end of disease, there is no end of knowledge. And nobody can be perfect. And to me, what appears best is that institutes have excellence in certain aspects. and collaborative work where institutes can think together, do work together,